All right, good morning, everyone. All right, good morning, everyone. All right, let's get started. Sorry, I just had something to fix here in the background. Um, all right, so let's go ahead and begin. All right, first, let's look at some economic data. Oh, actually, one second here. One moment. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so as far as today goes, we've got final wholesale inventories, loan officer survey, FOMC financial stability report. So during the trading hours, we really don't have much being released. In Europe, we have a bank holiday. So it might be a fairly slower day. We'll see. But not a lot of news coming out. So that's that. All right. So let's take a look at which stocks were moving on Friday. Okay. So in no particular order, we have PayPal. Well, firstly, let's go over what the market did. So there's our action on Friday. As you can see, very bullish. This is one of the stronger bullish days that we've seen in the markets overall. The QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF, was able to go nearly to a target number two, which would be a very large move in general. And for the NASDAQ, that's very unusual. So, very strong day. Notice that looking at the chart. Sorry, let me move this over to where you guys can see it. Sorry. Looking at this chart of the NASDAQ, you can see a very nice, very clean, steady trend, not a lot of volatility, etc. So, in short, you would expect that on this day, you would find a lot of stocks that were going up, and indeed we did. PayPal was one of them. PayPal was able to reach target number one, which was 74.45, but it did not reach target number two of 75.94. closed around $75 a share. Although it was a rough mover, Coinbase was able to go up. Not a very good trend, so therefore weren't paying very much attention to it, but it did go up. The best performer, one of the best at least, was Affirm. We did spot this very early. It was able to get to target number 2, $10.43, and then continue to go higher, closing around $10.70 a share. Next up, we have NVIDIA, which also had a very nice trend. Notice how similar it looks to the NASDAQ. Was able to reach target number 1 at 283.84, no problem. Peaked out at 287.55, which was short of the target number 2, which was 289.42. Next up, we had Tesla, which had a very nice day as well. This trend was up. Was able to get past 167.56, which was target number 1. Did not reach target number 2, which was 171.15. However, Tesla did get to 170.89 on its high, roughly 170.89, something like that on its high. So wasn't that far off. Reached that towards the end of the day. We had Adobe, which took a while, but eventually at the end of the day, it almost reached target number 2, which was 349.68. Adobe peaked out at 349.70, I believe. So, well, actually at 349.55. Sorry. So good move there. Next up, we have AMD, which went up like a rocket. In the first 30 minutes of the session, it got to target number 2 of 88.25 and then proceeded to a high of 90.43. We have T-Mobile, which was a slower mover, but nevertheless was able to surpass target number 1 of 142.85, reach a high of 143.90, which was short of, just barely short of the target number 2 of 144.19. Okay, we have Starbucks, which was able to peak out at 107.48, which was short of 107.71. Target number 2, but very good trend nonetheless. Okay. And we had Redfin, which was an explosive mover. Really couldn't catch that at the early stage, but it did proceed to move way beyond target number 2, which was $8.12. Peaked out at a high of $9.81 a share, so way beyond its targets. There are lots of other stocks. I'm just going to rocket through them. We have Microsoft, Marvel, there's another one. Apple was very quick to rally, and then it just flattened off for the day right at target number 1 of 173.28. We had PACW, which of course has been on the brink for a while. Now it's recovered. It recovered sharply from its lows on Friday to reach target number 2 of 615, but after hours, it's actually up, as you can see. It's trading right around 770 a share. Now let's see, we have NBTX, which was a more aggressive mover, had a very nice jump here in price from about $4.80 a share up to about $7.30 a share ish. Not the easiest stock to trade. Obviously, these moves were very quick, but some people were able to capitalize on them. As far as stocks going downwards, we had Lyft, which was on a pretty steady trend down. Obviously, if a stock's going down on a day like that, that's some pretty bad performance. Lyft got down to $8.33, which was just shy of $8.30, which would have been target number 2 to the downside on that day. Let's see what else we had. We also had to the upside SGMA. The stock moved fairly well at the open, but then after that, it just was destroyed, got crushed later on. decent move up at the beginning of the day from about 370 a share up to somewhere around 440 a share. And that was pretty much it. All right, so let's take a look at what's moving pre-market today. Okay, so all right, pre-market. I already mentioned PACW. That will definitely be on our radar today. PACW. Currently, it's trading 12.4 million shares, up 34%. I'm guessing this is. My guess is that this must be based on some news about. Oh, wait a minute. That's weird. Company cut its dividend. Okay. Okay. This could be interesting with PACW, although it's up right now. And we're just day trading it, but keep it slashes dividend, but keep a close watch on this stock on a daily basis as the story is developing. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, so next up we've got EZFL. Currently up 64%, 2.1 million shares traded. So we'll add that to our radar. EZFL. All right, next up we've got, let's see here. All right, we have Tesla, which is moving fairly well pre-market, only 2.11% up, but 2.2 million shares traded. I'm not going to add this to our main or to our watch list for the morning because we already watched Tesla anyway. But just a quick heads up that pre-market it seems to be angling to the upside. We have MULN, which has the right numbers, but the range is very small on this, so I'm not going to add this to our radar since it's really not moving in a wide enough range. Next, we have IMRN, which has been on our radar a few times recently. Currently up 63.64%, 3.8 million shares traded. That looks fairly good. So we'll add that to our radar as well. Then we have MEGL, which presently is up 23% on 1.4 million shares, although it is looking like a pump and dump as it's fading into the open. So we will add it to our radar, but obviously it'll need to start to go up at the open for it to make any sense. All right, haven't seen SMX yet, so let's take a look at that. SMX currently up 26.36%, 3.7 million shares traded, so definitely that fits our criteria. So we'll add SMX to our radar. All right. All right. So far we've got PACW, EZFL, IMRN, MEGL, and SMX for our opening bell watch list. If you guys see any other NASDAQ traded stocks that are currently trading volumes in the pre-market of 1 million shares or higher, obviously we want stocks that are above $1, and most importantly, they're moving. Significant price change, 7%, 20% change, things like that. Any other stocks that you guys see that fit that criteria? let me know in the chat. All right, folks. Well, if that's the case, I guess we're good to go. So I will go ahead and end today's broadcast. ZS, okay, that just showed up. It's not yet at the volume that I need, but it may get there pre-market. So I will say that would be on a possibility list. It's currently at 750,000 shares. I definitely want it to be over 1 million shares traded pre-market. It is up 19%, so that's good. And if the volume picks up, it may get there. So we'll just put that as a possibility once the market opens. But I won't put that as a priority. Any others, folks? All right. All right, so I'll go ahead and wrap up for today. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, first of all. For those of you who are newer, we do this every morning at 8:35 a.m. ish Eastern. And then after that, I jump into the coaching room for those of you who are part of our program. If you're not part of our program, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website, to learn more about us. I'll add some more details in the description to this video once it's finished, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'll see you folks in the coaching room in about 10 minutes. Thanks.